Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the start of a beautiful new week. And today, let's talk about attention. Not as a concept, but as something you and I experience almost every day. Correct? Have you ever noticed how your energy subtly shifts when someone truly listens to you? When they look at you, not just see you, but really see you. What happens? There's a soft expansion within us, a quiet thought that I matter. And then there are those moments where you're speaking and someone interrupts. You've made an effort and no one acknowledges it. You share something meaningful and it gets brushed aside. Yeah? So what happens? Something contracts inside, doesn't it? Sometimes it shows up as irritation, then sometimes as silence, and sometimes as that familiar thought, maybe I don't matter as much. Now, here's something deeper to notice. We don't just seek attention in obvious ways, it becomes very subtle as we grow older. Okay. You might find yourself doing a little extra just to be appreciated, or saying yes when you want to say no, hoping that you'll get noticed, or even holding back your truth because past experiences taught you that speaking up didn't bring the kind of attention you needed. And then there are times when we say, I don't need attention. But if we sit honestly with that statement, I don't need attention, is that really true? Or is it a protection we've built after not receiving the right kind of attention before? Because the truth is, the need for attention is not weakness, it is deeply human. Like a child raises its hand in the classroom, not just to answer, but to be seen. An adult works hard, not just for results, but for recognition. A partner shares their feelings, not just to express, but to feel valued. It happens, right? Because attention in its purest form is acknowledgement of existence. Just remember that. But here's where things get a little complicated. If we are not clear about what kind of attention we truly need, we may end up attracting attention that doesn't nourish us. Have you ever thought of it that way? For example, someone may seek appreciation but receives dependency instead. They become the reliable one, always needed, but rarely truly seen. No appreciation coming their way. Someone may want love but receive control because their expression wasn't clear and the response came filtered through someone else's perception. about what you needed. Someone may want visibility and suddenly finds themselves receiving criticism instead of encouragement. And then comes the confusion. Why is this happening to me? But if we look closely, it's not that attention comes incorrectly. It's that the intention behind seeking it was not fully aligned. And this is where the beautiful shift begins. What if, instead of asking for attention, we became clear about the experience we truly desire? Okay? Not that I want people to notice me, but I want to feel valued. Yeah? Not that I want appreciation, but I want to experience meaningful acknowledgement. There's a difference, right? And then we allow life, we allow the universe or the unseen intelligence to decide how that experience reaches us. Okay? Because when we hold too tightly, or if we hold it too tightly to how it should come, we limit that possibility. We limit what is possible. But when we go get clear about what we truly feel and need, life has a way of arranging it, often in ways far more aligned than we could have planned. So today, this is not about stopping your need for attention. It is about refining it, understanding it, and honoring it. And now gently ask yourself, what kind of attention am I truly seeking? Am I clear enough to receive it in its most nourishing form? Yeah, give it that thought. Now, let's look at it into a transition. When you sit with that question, that what kind of attention am I truly seeking? If you ask yourself, you may begin to notice something even more subtle. This need, this longing, this confusion or clarity around attention, it doesn't just live in your thoughts. It lives in your body, in your energy, in your deeper, unseen layers of experience. Because every time you felt ignored, every time that you have felt seen, and every time you adjusted yourself to receive attention, your body, your system recorded it. Not just as a memory, but as an energy stored in your chakras. Now I'll ask you, have you ever felt a heaviness in your chest when you feel unseen? You can give me a thumbs up or anything to make me know that you're understanding it. Have you ever felt heaviness in your chest when you feel unseen? Yeah, so many yeses. Or a tightness in your throat when you want to speak but hold back. Anyone? Yeah. Or that slight knot in your stomach when you feel you have to prove yourself. Has that happened? When you have to prove yourself, yeah, yeah, yes, 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 yes. So these are not random sensations. These are your energy centers, your inner intelligence responding. You see, our relationship with attention quietly travels through each layer of our being. When attention feels uncertain, the body seeks safety. When attention feels conditional, emotions begin to adapt accordingly. Yeah. When attention feels earned, identity starts to shape around it. But these are very critical points that you have to remember. And without even realizing, we begin to live from these patterns. So, as I said, when you feel uncertain, the body seeks safety. When attention feels conditional, emotions begin to adapt around that. And when attention feels earned, identity starts to shape around it. And as I said, we don't realize and we begin to live these patterns. Sometimes trying harder, sometimes shrinking back, sometimes overexpressing, and sometimes silencing ourselves completely. So before we try to fix how we seek attention, it will really help to gently understand where within me is this need being held. Which part of me learned this pattern? Okay? Because when we bring awareness to these inner spaces, something begins to soften. Something begins to realign naturally. And that is where we now move into understanding how each energy center, each chakra holds a piece of this story of attention. Not to analyze it, but to gently recognize and release. Yeah? So now just stay with yourself for a moment. No need to analyze, just notice. Because the story of attention, it hasn't been created in one place. Yeah? It has gently woven itself through different layers of you over time, through experiences, and through interpretations. So, to make it simpler for yourself, let's begin at the very base of your being. That is the root chakra. That is the place of belonging. At some point in life, there may have been moments where attention meant safety. When you were acknowledged, you felt included. When you were ignored, something inside whispered, "Do I belong here?" And so, a quiet pattern may have formed, seeking attention, not just to be seen, but to feel secure. Even today, in certain situations, if attention is missing, it may not just feel like absence, it may feel like a disconnect. Okay? Let's move to the sacral. The sacral chakra is the space of emotional expression as we all know it. So then there is a part of you that feels where attention became linked with emotional response. Perhaps you noticed when you expressed more or reacted more or even dramatized your feelings a little, attention came your way. So, let me give a very funny example. My sacral became very active after my terrible experience of the dog bite. So there were so many people who wanted to know And there I would go into dramatizing it and telling what happened, the dog came from. Even now I'm doing it, right? The dog did this and then that happened and then what happened and blah, 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 blah. Because I got the attention. And that's a need at the sacral because that is a space of emotional expression. Right or wrong, I got the attention, correct? And sometimes the opposite can happen. I told a group of people, you know what happened? Yesterday I was bitten by a dog and it was a big gash. They'll say, oh, really? Oh, how sad. I'm sorry. I hope you're okay. And it's finished and I feel cheated. My emotions were dismissed. So what did I do? I learned to amplify them just to be heard. Just to make you understand. I don't mean to talk about the dog here today. So now sometimes what happens in this case is attention and emotional intensity, they always work hand in hand. When you need attention, you'll try to do dramatize or express more or react more. Okay. Then we have the solar plexus where it is all about the identity within. That's the space of who am I, right? This is where attention quietly turned into self-worth. If I achieve, I will be seen. If I prove myself, I will matter. So you became stronger, better, more capable. But somewhere along the way, attention became something to be earned because of this. And when it didn't come, it just didn't feel just disappointing. It felt personal. You made it, and then all the ego, the pride, the righteousness, the, other forms, don't want to go into details, they all started coming in. Then we go to the heart. That's the place of love. Now, here we know things become even more tender because this is where attention and love become intertwined. Okay? Because being noticed felt like being loved, being ignored felt like being unloved. So you may have given more. How? Adjusted more, opened more, just to receive that gentle reflection back that you matter to me. For that, you did all this. But sometimes attention came without true connection, and that left a quiet emptiness. Okay? Then we come to the throat. That is where the voice of truth, right? Now, here, how easy is it for you to say clearly, this is what I need? For many of us, this is where hesitation lives. You may say it inside you, but do you express it? This is what I need? Maybe not. There is a hesitation. Maybe you weren't heard before. Maybe you were misunderstood. Maybe expressing your need felt uncomfortable. So instead of asking directly, what do? We hint. We adjust. We expect others to understand. And when they don't, we feel unseen again. Not because attention wasn't available, but because our truth wasn't fully expressed. Then we come to the third eye. Now, gently notice. Do you always know what kind of attention you truly want? Or does it sometimes feel confusing? You want to be seen, but not judged. You want appreciation, but not pressure. You want connection, but also space. And so the signal that you send out is a little mixed. And therefore, life responds in mixed ways. This is not a flaw. It is simply a lack of clarity that is waiting to be illuminated. Okay? And then we have the crown chakra. That is the space of trust. And this is the deeper layer of surrender. Do you trust that the right kind of attention can come to you without forcing, without chasing? Or does a part of you feel, if I don't make it happen, it won't happen? Because when trust is missing, effort becomes a strain. And when trust is present, there is a sense of quiet allowing, a knowing that what is meant for you will not miss you. Yeah? So whatever I've said till now, as you sit with all this, just notice there's nothing to fix, nothing here to judge. These are only patterns that once tried to protect you, help you belong, help you to be seen. And now, with all this knowledge that you have with you, you are simply becoming aware. And awareness is where everything begins to change. Okay? So now, settle in gently. Allow your body to feel supported. Allow your breath to soften. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, just arriving here. Close your eyes. Slowly take a deep breath in and exhale a little longer than before. Inhale and softly release. Inhale and release. Now just bring your awareness inward without forcing any thought, simply noticing. Notice the space within you that knows what it feels like to be seen and to be unseen. You don't have to name anything yet, just notice. How does it feel when someone truly listens to you? When your presence is acknowledged? When your effort is recognized? When your words are received? There is a soft expansion that happens, a quiet settling. And now gently recall a moment where that didn't happen, when you spoke but weren't heard, when you showed up but weren't noticed, where something inside you felt left out or overlooked. Notice what arises in you, not to analyze, just to observe. And now stay with this awareness, because somewhere along the way, your system began to learn what to do in order to receive attention. Maybe it learned to try harder, to do more, to be more. Maybe it learned to adjust, to please, to fit in. Maybe it learned to express more intensely so that it wouldn't be ignored. Or maybe it learned to become quiet, to withdraw, to say, I don't need attention. But beneath that, there was still a knowing, a longing, not just for attention, but to feel valued, to feel acknowledged, to feel that you matter. Now, very gently allow this question to rise within you. What am I truly seeking through attention? Is it appreciation? Is it connection? Is it reassurance? Is it love? Is it understanding? Just notice and mentally make a note of it, which you can tell me later. And as you stay here, become aware that this pattern does not live only in your thoughts. It has gently settled in your body, your energy, your responses. You may feel it as a tightening when you hold back your voice, as a heaviness when you feel unseen, as a restlessness when you try to prove yourself. Just notice where your body is holding this. Now, without needing to change anything, simply allow your awareness to travel slowly within you. From the base of your being to the top of your head, as if you are gently listening to each layer within you. At the base, just notice, is there a part of you that connects attention with belonging? A quiet need to feel included, to feel safe, to feel that you have a place. Breathe into that space and let it soften. Move gently upwards to the space of your emotions, the sacral. Notice if attention and feelings have become intertwined. Do you feel more to be noticed more, or hold back to avoid being dismissed? Just observe with compassion. And now gently to the center of your identity. Is there a part of you that believes, I must prove to be seen? I must achieve to matter? Notice the effort. And just for a moment, let that effort rest. Now to your heart, where attention and love may have merged. Notice, do you sometimes equate being noticed with being loved? And being ignored with being less valued? Place a gentle breath here. Allow space. And now your heart, your throat. Your voice. Notice. How easy is it to say clearly, this is what I need? Or do you soften it, delay it, and leave it unsaid? Just observe without judgment. And now move to your inner clarity. Do you always know what kind of attention you seek? Or does it feel mixed and uncertain? Sending one signal and hoping for another. Just notice. And finally, rest your awareness at the top in the space of trust. Do you trust what you truly need can what you truly need can come to you without forcing, without chasing? Or is there a part of you still holding on tightly? Just breathe. And now gently begin to see how all these layers have shaped your patterns. Not consciously, but as a way to adapt, to belong, to be seen. And from this awareness, a new possibility begins, not to reject your need for attention, but to refine it, to bring clarity to it, to shift from seeking attention to allowing aligned experiences. Very softly say to yourself, I do not need to chase attention. I allow myself to be clear. I allow myself to receive what truly nourishes me. And now we move gently into realignment. Let your breath guide you. Let your awareness stay open as you begin to revive, to recognize, to realign, reorient, and reposition and awaken. Stay with your breath gently. Allow the body to remain relaxed. Allow the mind to remain open. As you breathe in, feel a soft awakening within. And as you breathe out, allow release. Seek the help of your healing masters, healing guides, healing angels, your higher consciousness, radical consciousness, love consciousness, teachers, mentors, gurus, and guides to be with you, to help you, to guide you, to align you, to understanding how you can shape your future by aligning so that your journey continues to be simple, easy, and effortless as you connect to the prime resource energy. And every time now, when we say the affirmations, inhale, that means you're receiving it, and exhale means you are integrating it. Okay? Inhale to receive, Exhale to integrate. And you can recite with me or after me. I revive my awareness of how I seek attention. I revive my awareness of how I seek attention. I recognize my need for attention as natural and valid. I recognize my need for attention as natural and valid. I realign my intention to seek attention constructively. I realign my intention to seek attention constructively. I reorient my patterns of inappropriate attention seeking. I reorient my patterns of inappropriate attention seeking. I reposition my worth beyond external validation. I reposition my worth beyond external validation. Take a deep breath. I awaken to the difference between attention and fulfillment. I awaken to the difference between attention and fulfillment. I revive my ability to ask clearly for what I need. I revive my ability to ask clearly for what I need. I recognize where I have felt ignored or forsaken. I recognize where I have felt ignored or forsaken. I realign my emotional responses to being unseen. I realign my emotional responses to being unseen. I reorient my expectations from others. I reorient my expectations from others. Breathe even more deeply as you say, I reposition my need to prove my worth. I reposition my need to prove my worth. I awaken my inner sense of self-recognition. I awaken my inner sense of self-recognition. I revive my trust in receiving aligned attention. I revive my trust in seeking aligned attention. I recognize my past patterns of compulsive attention seeking. I recognize my past patterns of compulsive attention seeking. I realign my energy with clarity and intention. I realign my energy with clarity and intention. Now just pause here, soften your jaw, relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, and now say, I reorient my desire towards meaningful experiences. I reorient my desire towards meaningful experiences. I reposition my relationship with validation. I reposition my relationship with validation. I awaken my courage to be visible with authenticity. I awaken my courage to be visible with authenticity. I revive my inner safety in being seen. I revive my inner safety in being seen. I recognize ancestral and borrowed beliefs around attention. I recognize ancestral and borrowed beliefs around attention. Now breathe slow and steady. I realign my subconscious patterns with self-worth. I realign my subconscious patterns with self-worth. I reorient my approach to receiving attention gracefully. I reorient my approach to receiving attention gracefully. I reposition my identity beyond others' perception. I reposition my identity beyond others' perception. I awaken my clarity in asking for experiences, not outcomes. I awaken my clarity in asking for experiences, not outcome. I awaken my alignment with the highest form of receiving. I awaken my alignment with the highest form of receiving. Now just sit in the stillness. Let these words settle beyond the mind. No effort, just absorption. And in this stillness, allow this knowing to arise. You are not here to chase attention, you are here to experience alignment. When your inner clarity deepens, your outer experience begins to organize themselves without force, without confusion. What you truly seek begins to find you in ways that feel natural, supportive, and complete. Now take another deep breath in and recite the closing mantra of today with me softly within yourself or maybe aloud. I am seen, I am known, I am aligned. I am seen, I am known, I am aligned. I receive with clarity, with grace. I receive with clarity, with grace. What is meant for me finds me effortlessly. What is meant for me finds me effortlessly. Stay in this space. Allow this whole affirmations and session to settle in each cell, fiber, muscle, tissue, organ of your body, every chakra of your body. Feel that alignment. Feel your vibrations rising. Feel a shift in your frequency. And when you feel a sense of fulfillment and alignment, take a deep breath in, rub your palms together, massage your scalp, cup your eyes, massage your face, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your body, your legs, your feet. And come back to be in the here and now. Take your time. I know it was a little longish today, but it just kept flowing and flowing, so I had to write it all down. And just let me know your thoughts, your feelings, your experiences, or any wisdom, anything that you would like to share before we close the session. Are we late? No, we're not late. We still have time. Yeah. Yes, Sagari?
Yes,
Ma'am,
Sagari is speaking first. Okay.
no, she can go ahead if she wants to.
No, that's okay, Sagari. You raised your hand first. Tell me.
I would just like to share a small story about listening.
Mhm.
I attend Advaita Vedanta classes,
Mhm.
and at the end of the session, we go there and we talk to Swamiji about any doubts, or we take his blessing.
Mhm.
And as I joined the people there, I heard one lady talking about her personal problem about her daughter-in-law.
Mhm.
So we listened for some time, and then I was beginning to feel impatient.
Mhm.
And I said, why is she talking about her personal problem here?
Mhm.
And then I saw Swamiji, he's a sannyasi,
Mhm.
but he was completely present and, with her.
Mhm.
And he let her speak, and she spoke for quite some time.
Mhm.
And at the end of it, with so much of compassion, he blessed her and said, don't worry, everything will become all right.
Mhm.
It was a great lesson for me in listening. He was completely present with her. And I say, and I was thinking, see, I'm a householder and I'm feeling impatient,
Mhm.
but he was totally there. And it was a great lesson to me in how to listen to a person,
Yeah.
how to be there, how to be present,
Yes.
how to make them feel that they are heard, because most often, most people are not heard.
Absolutely. Yes.
So I just wanted to share that. That just came up. I remembered it, and I just thought I'll share it with the group.
Wonderful.
Because being present is so important.
Absolutely.
Because when we're listening to people, we are thinking of something else. We are planning what we should be doing.
Yeah.
But that few moments of just being completely present with somebody is such a gift for them and a gift for us as well.
Yes.
I just wanted to share that. Thank you.
Thank you, Sagari. It's very important. It's a lesson about how to, give that attention when it is needed by others or when we expect it for ourselves. So we need to understand that clearly. I just want to ask, when I went through that inner, looking inside you at every chakra level that we did, about attention seeking, did any of you feel anything or experience anything when we went inwards? Yeah, Neeti, you'd like to share or just a raised hand?
it was awesome, excellent beyond words.
Uh-huh.
So,
No, when you went inside, when you were, when I said at every chakra from top to
in
bottom.
fact, at every chakra, I was able to, relate, because generally I don't have an attention-seeking tendency. But when in a herd,
Mm.
when you are in a herd, a group of people, and you want to get your ways done, I was, I felt somewhere, criticize myself that why, I stoop to such things to get my ways done, just for what is meant for me will come to me anyway. Universe is there.
Okay, awesome, awesome, great. Yeah, yes, Beena?
Yeah, so immense gratitude happening.
Mhm.
Like always, this has been exactly the session which I needed. That is the feeling that I have got. Although already in alignment with every statement that you have said.
Okay, wonderful.
So again, I literally don't have words to express my gratitude, uh, including to Atman.
Thank
I
you.
want to talk to you for 2 minutes, but I think here it is not the platform,
Yeah,
so
you can
I'll
do
call
it.
you.
Yeah, that's later. We can do that. Or come to open house, as I keep saying. That's the best platform to talk because once we are out from here, we get busy with our lives, and if I'm not able to give you the attention, it's also not fair. So come to open house and we'll speak over there. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else would like to share something? Okay, what's in the chat? Revati says, so beautiful, you covered every gamut of seeking attention. Okay, thank you, Revati. All right. So if there's no one else who would like to share or talk about anything, then we close the session.
Hi, Aarti. I just wanted to say it was very good. It was beautiful. I mean, everything, I resonated with everything. It was really great.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Renika. All right, thank you very much. And you have a pleasant day, all of you, and see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. for the recitation. All right. Thank you, Pooja. Thank you all. Bye-bye. Thanks, Natanya. Bye-bye.